Happy Friday! That's a shock, isn't it? I'm not Phil. I just wanted to pop on and say about the shop. Um, I don't know if you know, I do the designs for the shop, and there's lots of stuff out there. And if you're into the paranormal, UFOs, Dogman, Bigfoot, then you're in the right place. And these designs are inspired by the mysteries, and I want to get the community involved. So if you see a design you like and you'd like it added to a product that it's not currently on, I can do that. Or if you want me to tweak a design, I can do that as well. If you take a look on the shop, there's like loads of things like stickers, mugs, magnets, even cuddly toys, which are really quite cute. So this channel is as much about the community as it is about the mystery and the ideas. So I'd really like your feedback. So if you would like to drop a message here or on Phil's Facebook, that would be fantastic. Anyway, look forward to the show and have a great weekend, people.
This is not a dream.
Hello, welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. Do appreciate it on this wonderful. Do you know what's so special? I'll tell you what's so special. It's Friday, yes. And who doesn't like Fridays, eh? Thank crunchy it's Friday. Because it's the end of the week. Brilliant, Not wishing time away, but yeah, work. Anyway, what I wanted to say, thank you very much for Roxy for the little plug there, just a little plug, and remember, wherever there's a space, there's a place for Dogman. Anyway, I shall bring up our hostess with the mostess first off. The Gothic goddess of YouTube. Yes, Natalie. Hello.
Oh, you're right. Oh. I take it the applause is for me and the screaming is for you, yeah?
How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. Have we got a birthday shout out to someone?
Can you give a shout out to my mum? It's her birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Miss Shay Vakuta. Is that, did I spell that? Did I pronounce that right? Vakuta?
So. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
I don't know how it's pronounced, so we
Shay
apologize.
Vakuta. Happy birthday this Friday. Yes. And if you're watching, you know, give yourself a early birthday present and subscribe.
Because there's nothing like a plug.
Even buy a sticker, you know, the stickers from the shop. I tell you what, they're fabulous. And I like to stick them onto my boss's back when he's not watching. I just give him a little pat on the back, you know. But I often go around with a sticker on my forehead, you know.
I was about to say, are you the one that gets the one on your forehead?
Oh yeah, anywhere there's a place, I'll stick a sticker. Oh yeah, you know. I would say telephone boxes, but don't have telephone boxes anymore. Yes. Yeah. Oh, how wonderful. Anyway, oh yeah, there we go. Thank you very much. That's it, exactly. Yeah.
Good one.
That's it. Another plug. Yeah, look at that. Brilliant. Wow. Absolutely. Do you like that?
Yeah, I do.
I know which side I like better.
I know which side I like better too. It's the good looking one on the
looking one. Oh.
Talking of shout outs, by the way, I've noticed that my mum's been brave enough to comment. So hello, Mum.
Oh, yeah, Natalie's mother. Hello. Let's have a little look, shall we?
Yeah, long time watcher, first time commenter. So I'll probably embarrass her terribly now. But
right, okay. I'm
going to go that's my mum. It says Jane Mosley, so I'm assuming it's Mum. Otherwise, I'm talking to some random somebody with the same surname as me.
Yes. Right, just quickly going through the comments. Let's have a quick look. Okay, Roxy B. Yep, thank you very much for being admin and chief plugger. Kate, very good evening to you. I do really enjoy those nitwit nude knits. Very funny. That latest one about dunking his biscuit. Yeah. Very nice. I shan't mention it on here, but Dawn, Sasquatch sister, thank you very much. Both Kate and Dawn are moderators. I hope you're keeping okay, Dawn. Good talking to you past couple of days. Really good. Okay. And you know, you're stronger than you think, Dawn. Right, let's have a look. We have got Louis. Yes, glad you could make it, Louis. Thank you very much for making it, brother. Blessings to you, and you know, let's as you say, watch each other's back. We need to. There's a lot of dark entities out there. Drew Hollings, hello. Let's have a look. Yeah, hello everybody. Louis, okay, B, hello guys. Yep. Okay. Oh, Larry. Hello, Larry. Yes, you're another moderator on this channel. Yeah, our US buddy. Very pleased you could make it, Larry. Let's have a look. So we've got Jane Mosley. Mosley. Yes, right. Okay. Let's have a little look. Evening Firstborn.
This is Dragonborn Rising, wasn't it? I think. Oh, Evening Firstborn, as in me. I'm the firstborn. I've just realised what.
Did you get enough sleep last night?
No, I'm not doing very well today, so I'm
You're not.
surprised.
You're not up to your usual low standard.
No, but yeah, because she put the comment right underneath Dragonborn, so I thought she'd just done a typo, and then I've just realised, wait a minute, I'm the eldest daughter, so I'm technically firstborn.
I'll tell you what, she's definitely your mother. I'll tell you why, because there's 2 comments she's put up, and the second comment, she knew you weren't going to get the first one. She absolutely knew. Your mother knows you. You weren't going to get your first comment. Okay, so she's done it again. This is the second comment. Evening firstborn.
Yeah, just in case I missed it the first time.
Are you getting it yet? Right. Well, a very good evening to Natalie's mother, Jane Mosley. Nice finally meeting you. Nice finally meeting you. Thank you very much for your daughter and all she brings to the
Thanks.
But yeah, don't blame me writing it twice.
Yeah,
right, okay. Let's have a look. Dragonborn, hello. Thank you very much. She's good evening. Hello, evening all. Yeah, we've got quite a few already. We normally get loads of comments throughout the evening. So what I'll do, I'll hop onto the comments as we go along. Oh, hang on. Do you ever get the shave akuta? Oh, I don't know about that one. Yeah, well, let's just put this up. I don't understand this one. Oh, Nat, it is me, your mum. Hi, everyone. Yeah.
Just to clarify, my mum's on.
Oh, foggy one. Yes. Firstborn. Oh, foggy one. It is me, your mother.
That's it. Now she's figured out the commenting we're stuffed.
Oh, Jane, keep it coming. Yeah, we need comments like that. Keep it coming. Yeah. Right. Okay. Well, I think we should bring our guest on, don't you?
I think we should actually. Yes.
Yeah. Okay then. Right. I'll let you do the introduction. Go on.
Okay. Well, we weren't expect. Our normal guest had disappeared, so in the last minute, we've been saved by our wonderful saviour, Mary Willemsen. And if you bring her on.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, from Things Netherlands.
Yeah. Do you know what? I just want to say, Mary, I don't care about that other idiot that blew us out. I wanted to have you on anyway. I absolutely wanted to have you on, Mary, because we've been on your show, haven't we?
What?
We've been on your show. It's been. I enjoyed that going on your show.
Yeah, you're once and Natalie. I think 2 times or 3 times.
I've interviewed. Yes, because I was on Paranormal Mischief. And then about a week or 2 later, I was either before or after. I was on your actual, your other show, and I was just like, that to be like a permanent guest.
Yes,
so,
you're hooked.
I think we just all drop in now, don't we? On each other's shows.
We help out each other. Good evening, everyone in the chat. Hi. My voice is terrible. I lost my voice this week. I had a sore throat. So
is that too much shouting at Shane?
No, actually not.
Not for a change.
No, not for a change.
Shane is for anyone that doesn't know, Shane is Mary's podcast partner. And unfortunately, he chickened out tonight. I think, is he working? I think. Otherwise, we would have had him on as well. And
no, he's not working. He has other plans, and he wasn't home on time. Yeah, so I have to shout him next week as soon as I have my voice back.
So we can pick on him at the moment, and he can't defend himself.
We can.
At least until next time, anyway.
But next time it will be payback. and he will get me.
Oh dear. I'll just send him another doll, Mary.
Perfect. As long as it's a tiny one, otherwise it will end up here upstairs in my office.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye out. Like I say, every year I'm going to threaten to send him, like, because Shane doesn't like dolls. He finds them really creepy. So I sent him one for Christmas, a little Disney princess. And I made it into a little paranormal investigator. So he's got a Disney princess paranormal investigator doll. And I threaten to send him one every year.
Okay, that's good. Right.
Yeah.
For people at home, if you want to check out Mary's Facebook, okay, there's going to be a QR code up there. Okay, so all you got to do, if you are on your PC or later on when you're watching this as a recorded, please remember to press the hype button. It'd be down where the comments are and slide along. But you can always let's have a look. Facebook. There we go. Yeah, right. So you can use your camera, open up your camera, click it on a QR as normal, everyone knows, and then it will pop up with the link. Okay, and that will take you straight to her Facebook page. Failing that, okay, if you go onto Facebook and you put in not that one, Facebook, where am I? Got it here somewhere. I did bring it up. Portals. What am I doing? It's not a portal. No.
It is, because you've disappeared into it already.
Yes.
It's like lost in the internet ether.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find it. I did bring it up for right, hang on, I'll get out of it. Aha, here we go. Right, got it now. Okay, right, I'm gonna get a page up, and then that way people can have a little look and see what they're looking for. Okay, right, this is the page. Mary J. Willemsen. Did I pronounce it? How do you pronounce your last name?
Like you did. And
Willemsen.
I'm totally flabbergasted. They give me every name, like Willemsen and Williams, but you pronounce it perfectly.
Oh, thank you, Willemsen. Yeah.
We got one thing right tonight. Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. It's a good start.
It's a good start.
It is. And if you would check out my Facebook, don't get scared. We have elections over here, and I do share out some pages for personal friends.
Okay.
And of course, for Steve Shippey, Annette, and it will be on my wall every single day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, what happened there on the centuries-old basements illegally demolished after a city fire in Arnhem?
Yeah, as you know, Arnhem is very old, and those basements are from the 12th century.
Wow.
And it's not allowed to demolish them. But we had a fire in the city center, and some old buildings, I think 10 of them burned down, like in all over Europe. And they didn't oversee the demolishment of the buildings, and they tear down those basements, and now they're gone.
So it was kind of accidentally on purpose, probably, then.
I think so. I've been investigating in those basements, and you have in the center 12 centuries, and in the outline of the center there are 16th centuries. So they're all old. Yeah,
That's bad. That's a tragedy.
It is, and they are haunted, and now it's lost.
Oh, Yeah, because like, near me, it dates back to the 11th century, and I can't imagine losing that history. You know, it's sort of like, you know, something that's managed to endure through all the world wars and everything, and just just gone after all these years.
Exactly.
Okay, this is your YouTube, yeah?
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
It's
then.
the team's YouTube. We use it for investigations and for our podcasts and for NWSM Multiverse Network. So everything what's on Multiverse Network will be airing on our things YouTube.
Brilliant. Okay, then. Right. So, people, the QR code for this YouTube is on the screen as well. Okay. But that's where you ought to head off to. There's some really good stuff on here.
Yeah.
They do a lot of lives.
And we have brilliant guests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, who's that good looking for? Oh, look at him.
Oh.
Right. Oh, yeah. Coming out, yeah. Where am I? I see them. Hang on.
I love the song.
Sunny and warm.
Yeah, look, who's that? Wow.
Wow.
No rain, no nothing. No.
Yeah, I look quite dumpy there actually for some reason. Not too sure
English.
why. Yeah. Right. Okay. Anyway, yeah. Crack on over. Check out her Facebook and also Mary's YouTube. Okay. As I say, the QR link is at the top there. Mary, I wanted to ask you. I never really got the chance on your show. How did you get into this? What was the chrysalis, the moment you decided, you know, I'm going to spend a large majority of my time finding out about ghoulies and ghosties?
As a child, I had an experience. I live in the center of Arnhem. And for people who don't ever heard of Arnhem, most people do know Bridge Too Far. And it's about my town. And it was centered in World War II, completely destroyed, and they fought 9 days over a bridge. And yeah, that's Arnhem. And I lived in the center, and there was always in the evening a guy standing next to my bedroom door, only at night, and he stood there. And I was 3-4 years old, and my mom thought I was crazy. I saw things, had a big imagination. And when I was playing on the landing, there was also a child which I played with. Well, fast forward, I had a lot of experiences, footsteps, knockings, German voices, everything came by. And I didn't pay much attention to it because my parents didn't believe in the paranormal and thought, I had to go to an asylum if I talked too much about it. And when I was 18, I met my biological father, and he's a psychic. And he told me everything about spirits, being a psychic, having clairvoyance, and everything made sense. And that's when I dropped into everything. I wanted to learn about Reiki, about working with energies, what the energies were, parapsychology, psychology, and fast forward into the paranormal, equipment, talking to people, learning. And that's how I ended up being 7 days a week involved in the paranormal.
Okay, cool. So you're You say it was your father or stepfather? Stepfather.
No, my biological father.
Biological, yeah, your
Died.
biological father.
Yeah.
So he was like an avid. He was an avid believer in the paranormal. Then he must have been.
Yeah, absolutely. And he went a bit too far after my half brother died, because he was trying on daily basis to get in contact with him. And that's when I got a crash with him. And that was the last time I saw him. So I haven't, he's been in my life about 8 years, I think.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I don't. I'm not. No.
Right. Oh,
Good riddance. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Basically, the good thing you got from him was the psychic skills.
Yeah, I know where it comes from and why I do see things and do hear things, and got some explanation, and that's why I'm grateful. But for the rest, don't
Yeah.
miss.
Yeah. Yeah. When you were younger, Mary, did you have any take away the interest that you gained from your biological father? Take that away. Did you have any instances of experiences yourself which you kind of like ended up scratching your head thinking, I'm not sure what just happened there? Did you have any of those kind of
Yeah. Like every teenager, Gen X. I tried out everything, the Bloody Mary thing in front of the mirror, the Charlie with pencils. And I had a friend, and she had a Ouija board. Mary is always for the good time. So I went along, but I was going to write down every letter. And after about half an hour writing, I said, if they are so intelligent, they can also speak. And that's why when we heard a loud cough and German men say, shut up. And I had my stomach turned, and we closed off. And that was the last time I played with the Ouija board.
Has
Yeah.
it ever can I quickly ask, have you ever regretted using a Ouija board, or have you ever regretted using any form of tool, like a scrying tool, like a Ouija or tarot, or when you done the Bloody Mary business? I said that twice.
I still can't believe you did that. I mean, that terrifies me, the idea of that. Just
my name is Mary, and if you translate what my mama called me, sometimes it's Bloody Mary. So it was obvious for me, and I know the difference between Hollywood and real life. So when you see things on TV, I'm so nosy. I have to know. I really have to know. And if people say you can't do that, I want to know why. And they didn't give me a good explanation. So I tried out, but nothing happened. Nothing happened.
You're probably immune because your mum had already been calling you. So it's like you probably missed out on that one.
Yeah.
But, no, I just don't like that the thing. I kind of like, when it's urban folklore or film, but some part of your brain's like, I could see this happening. It's like, the Ring, the original Ring.
Yeah.
And when they did the American remake, I haven't seen the original, but we went to the remake and we watched it during the day. And my brain was like, I can totally see something like that happening with my television, because we had the old black and white TV. I had about old black and white TV at the time. That's how old I am. But it's like my brain was like, TVs are portals. It's like, this could be real. This could actually, I had to unplug the TV and cover it up for like about 3 days before I was brave enough to plug it back in again. But if something sort of like, you know, like with the scrying in the mirrors, you could believe that could be a thing.
Well, you have a point, because it transmits energy, and everything is energy, and spirits are energy with static. So who knows?
Because I have to admit, I ward my mirrors and windows. So it's like, I don't know why, I just do it. It's like, I imagine like a door closing and a lock and a padlock on it, or I use pentagram in the circle, and it's on all my windows, all my mirrors, all my doorways.
No way.
Because I can't remember why I started doing it. So the idea of speaking into a mirror is a little bit.
Do you know the most benign, really, but the most dangerous, and I bet you haven't protected this, Mosley. When you turn your phone off and you put it by the side of your bed, do you protect yourself from that? Anyone that turns their phone off and have a look at the screen is basically a black mirror.
Yeah.
My phone is warded, but I tend not to leave it by my bedside anyway. But I will now not look in the unturned on phone.
Yeah, it is a black mirror. The design of it is done in such a way that it's you know, for all intents and purposes, it is a perfect black mirror.
Yeah, well, they're designed to be portals, aren't they, in a weird kind of way? So that would kind of make sense, to be fair. But I do ward my phone, my laptop, my landline. If it can be warded, I've warded it. But yeah, I'm not going to look in my switched off phone now. It's like, after that, thanks for another nightmare.
Yeah, but it's funny, isn't it? We can't. Yeah, it's just one of those things, isn't it? That we, you know, I remember when phones first came out, and they were telling us there was a big hoo-ha about it. You know, don't hold the phone too close to your head because it gives off radiation. You know, the transmission is ultra high frequency transmission, and it gives off and it will give you you know, the big C word. It will give you that. You know, it's not good for you to do that. It has been toned down a lot. It has been modified and toned down. The carrier wave has, but it's still one of those things where, even though really we know it's not good for us to be on the phone 24/7, right up close to our ear and our head, we still have it. We still do it. You know, it's because of the convenience of it.
That's what terrifies me. You know, when people charge their phones by their bed and they have the phone under the pillow sometimes. And it's like, I mean, I'm paranoid about fire and stuff, but it's like, you know, in chargers, because when I was little, I remember watching a program about chargers blowing up, and so ever since then I've been like, unplug everything, like literally. I'm just a paranoid person, I think, by the sounds of it. I'm talking myself into sounding like a complete Fruit Loop, but it's like, but the people that have their phones underneath their pillows or right by their, you know, literally right by their beds, I just can't. I don't know how they do it.
Well, I'm as bad as well. As soon as I leave my house, I unplug all my phones and my tablet and my laptop.
I do that. Everything gets unplugged. The only thing that I feel safe leaving plugged in for some bizarre reason is my kettle. As long as it's switched off at the plug, I don't unplug it. And it's the only appliance, apart from my fridge and freezer, obviously, that I don't unplug when I leave the house.
And I have my cameras on, because I have to check on my my parrot. It's like Houdini. He comes out of his cage, and I need to know if he comes out, because he destroys my complete living room.
No, really. Is he
Yeah.
one of those parrots? Because you hear about, you know how like you see all the little videos on Instagram with the really cool little parrots doing like really cool.
Yeah, he isn't that cool.
No,
He likes to chase your feet. So he's running across the living room and trying to find your feet. And if he finds them, he bites them.
really?
So, yeah, it's an ass.
Yeah, because some of them sort of like tend to be a little bit more violent, don't they? Some of the parrots apparently can be a bit. What kind of parrot
He's
is he?
not violent, just mischief.
Just mischief.
I have a cockatoo.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it's not
And
quite.
I have. Yeah, I also have a red or gray. So the one is talkative and the other one is crazy.
So you've got a commentary from one on what the other one's doing, basically. Does
Yes.
the other one, you give
Yes.
the other one a phone so when he gets out he can ring you and say.
Yeah, and if the white one is shouting, the other one is screaming, "Shut up!"
Really?
and calling his name. Yeah.
Oh, bless.
Yeah.
So Scratch Sister says, I have a naughty parrot like you, Mary. Laugh out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got a cockatoo as well.
Yeah.
Cockatoo.
The cockatoo. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Do they talk?
If he wants to, but he's lazy. If my mom comes in, he's calling grandma. If my niece is coming in, he's calling her and everyone by name. And he gives them their own name. And he says hello and goodbye and good night. And for the rest, he's just brabbling. Can't make any sense of it.
It is a little bit unhinged by the sounds of it.
He is, and I have him for almost 26 years.
Oh, wow, really?
Oh, wow.
I gave up after 5 years.
Wow. So it's been like this his entire life for all that time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's impressive. You should have a medal for that.
If I survived him, so hey.
Oh, bless
Yeah,
you.
it's funny with the talking animals, isn't it? Ravens, crow. Is it crow? Yeah, ravens definitely. Yeah. I think crows as well.
Yeah, crows as well.
Oh, okay. Didn't know crows could talk. Can they talk? Oh, wow.
And they were often used as familiars in the day, you know. But then a lot of things were used as familiars or said to be used as familiars. But even insects, believe it or not. But there's a lot of things which talk. One of the most fascinating cases was in the Isle of Man. Jeff the talking mongoose.
Right.
Yeah, there was a case in Isle of Man, which is where they have the TT races over here, and it's like a very small island, but fiercely independent. Has its own parliament, I believe, as well. But fiercely independent. But there was a case in the turn of the century, 1910, 1920, which was investigated by some eminent paranormal and parapsychologists. One was Dutch, I believe he was as well. Now, if anyone knows in the comments before I Google it, his name does doesn't really spring to mind. The Delby Spock, that's it. And it was, let's have a look, investigated, just trying to find who investigated it. Let's have a look. So I go off on tangents like this. If talking mongoose.
While you're looking that up, I'll just read out what Sasquatch's sister says about her parrot, if you like.
Please.
So just while you're looking.
Yeah.
She says, I've got a blue-fronted Amazon parrot. He calls everyone, says hello to the phone, and he's always biting me. But my son can rock him like a baby and do anything, but not me. So that sounds very parrot to me.
Yeah. Over here, they don't have a choice. They have only me, and if they bite, well, who's going to feed them?
Right. Mary, Nandor Fodor. Nandor Fodor. Have you heard of him?
No.
Okay.
There was a film, wasn't there?
There was a film.
Simon Pegg did. I haven't seen it, but I remember that name because it was such an odd name. Is that what that film's about as well? Then
it is. Yeah, and it's very, very good. You know, Shaun of the Dead, the guy that
Simon Pegg.
Yeah, Simon Pegg played Nandor Fodor, and originally this case was such an enigma because the locals would come to visit Jeff, the talking mongoose, in this because it was a British family with a daughter who went to set up a small holding in the Isle of Man, and they created a small holding to get away from life in London or wherever they came from in the UK, but they were city dwellers, and all of a sudden they started getting all these rabbits left for them on walls outside, and like offerings, and locals who used to go rabbiting and stuff said, well, where's all the rabbits gone? But it turned out that this mongoose was getting all the rabbits and laying them out in a line on top of the wall as an offering to the new residents from London who had taken over their small holding. Then the family that were there with the daughter started hearing Jeff talking to them, and he would have a conversation, and he said he would say the most outlandish, strangest things. He would predict stuff, and he'd be quite rude. Locals would come, make an offering of a coin or two, bit of money, to have a talk with Jeff, because he spoke so much sense. Although if he didn't like you, he would tell you. And one of the first investigators to go visit was a guy called Harry Price, who was a most eminent parapsychologist and an investigator. I'm not sure I think he was a parapsychologist, but investigator of the paranormal. And he went, and he would be and it was funny when they go, the family would go, oh shucks, the moment you turned up, Jeff went off. He left the farm, and he'll be back in a couple of days, he said. But if you stay here, okay, when he comes back, he'll have a word with you. And so Harry Price would be like, sorry? Yeah. He had to go away on business, but then he'll come back again. So don't worry. And Harry would investigate, and it just so happens that a couple of days' time, this little voice would appear. Hello, who are you? Yeah, I'm Harry. Oh, Harry, what do you want? I heard about you coming. Well, I've heard about you talking mongoose. I wonder if it's possible I could have a few words with you. Oh, why is that then? You know, and this would just go on. It was incredible. And Harry came back and he spoke to Nandor Fodor about it, and he said, "You really want to, sort of knuckle down and investigate this," because Nandor was sent also a letter. So these people that had this farm that knew about this Jeff, the talking mongoose, that was talking and conversing in an intelligent manner, albeit quite rude, on occasions, which we know spirits are,
Yeah.
They were open arms, open book policy. Yes, if you're an investigator, come on down, talk to him. There was a bit of a, as always in the paranormal, there's always a twist. There's always a little kind of scratchy head moment, just doesn't quite seem to fit. Unbelievable part to it. And that unbelievable part was the daughter happened to be an amateur, but very talented ventriloquist. And Nandor went and found out, yes, she was a very, very talented ventriloquist. But certain things happened. I got the book, you see. It's a massive big book. Massive, but it's well worth it. The book's much better than the film, but as always, it goes into so much more detail. But it's a fascinating story, and I've got onto it simply because of you talking cockatoos and your parrots and things.
So what happened to the mongoose in the end, Phil? Did it say? Like, did it just stop, or?
Yes, it stopped all of a sudden, like the paranormal does. Yes, like the paranormal does.
Just makes you think of the Enfield. I don't know why. It just made me think of the Enfield thing. Like you say, with it being rude and irreverent and just happening and then just stopping again. It's
yeah. Mary, in the growing up where you grew up.
Yeah,
near Armand and the bridge too far, the bridge too far, basically. Has there ever been like a local reoccurring haunting around that area?
Yeah, we have a city park, and while growing up, I heard a lot of people talking about a lady in white walking through the park, and there was this jogger, and he saw her and called out and blinked his eyes, and she was on the other side. And I heard the story, well, I think 30 plus times. So that was the first urban legend I wanted to check out if it's true. So I've been to that park so many times, even with Shane and other investigators. I never found the lady in white, but I heard it for 30 plus years.
Wow. So, and you've never seen her?
I haven't seen it. Nope.
Wow.
But who knows?
I was going to say, do you think she's still there, or do you think she's gone?
I think she never existed. I think someone smoked too much pot, or had some mushrooms, or something like that.
Oh, dear.
Obviously, we have that same problem here as well. But yeah, I have my doubts.
I wasn't expecting that answer. It's like most people are like, well, we never know, it's a mystery. Like, no, I think it happened.
I'm too down to earth to think, oh, this might be true. I need to see it. I want to check it out. And I go back and back and back and back. And if I don't find it, and now I don't hear about the lady in white. So maybe she moved to another country or another place. I have no clue.
She changed her dress and she's not in white anymore, so no one recognizes.
Oh, that's the problem.
I think after 30 years, if you haven't seen anything, it probably isn't there, to be fair.
No.
But,
no.
Oh dear.
Okay, but I want to get serious with you now, Mary. I'm gonna get serious. Okay.
Okay.
You've been quite naughty, haven't you, lately?
She's like, which one? Which one?
Go on, spill the beans as far as not too much detail on the actual post, but just say a certain post that shouldn't have been put up. Something like that.
Yeah. Well, I can say it's about the shifting of the poles and the secret that lies in a certain area where there's a lot of ice. I've seen it on TV, National Geographic, Investigation Discovery, History Channel, Ancient Aliens, and I got a slap on my wrist from Facebook for it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. So basically, you were sharing a post that was already posted. Yeah.
And it's still up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this post was already posted and you shared it on your channel. And then what did they say to you?
It was a cyber risk.
It was a cyber risk.
I'm laughing my ass off because it's too hilarious. I got smacked on my wrist for posting out. There was this picture when Black Lives Matter was all around, and someone created All Lives Matters and the Afterlife Matters. So I shared that, and I couldn't post for 5 days for that post. And something with the exorcist, but the exorcist. So instead of eggs, it was an egg, the thing you eat.
Yeah.
And I couldn't post on Facebook for 5 days as well. And now I can't go live for a month. But the worst thing, the former posts were in the beginning of 2024. So 2 years ago. And the other one was last year in 25. So it's the same thing. You smacked me on the head for wetting my pants 10 years ago.
Obviously, the algorithm's gone a bit mad again. It's
yeah, and they're calling it cyber risk, and you have to go to a lawyer and bring it to a judge to go against it. Yeah, all things to ban misinformation, things they don't like.
Because that's just like really random there. Because when you see some of the other things on you just think, well, how is that okay to talk about or go ahead? But this isn't. And it's like, wow, I think
they asked me how I thought about the punishment, so I said I think it's hilarious. I can watch YouTube and see puppies thrown into ponds. I can see people beheaded. I can see everything what's in the Epstein files, including videos. And okay, some faces are blurred, but they spill out the beans. And everything what makes me want to wear aluminum helmet. You can post, but you slapped me on the wrist for something from a year ago.
Yeah.
What's on the television? And that because of the elections, which are coming in 2 weeks. This is crazy. So I really thought I was losing my Facebook, because now I'm telling it very nicely, but I use different words when I talk to Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a very good idea why this has started happening, and it's started happening a lot. There's been an awful lot of people. A lot of people watching this on Facebook will have been victim of, or are at the moment crashing from the point of view of they're unable. Their latest little gimmick they do is, if they want to slap your wrist, is to stop you from restricting you. They restrict your comments and they restrict your postings. So you're not able to comment. You're not able to put emojis up. You're not able to do this or that for a period of roughly 5 to 6 days. Sometimes a bit shorter. That's a very common thing that is happening. I done a little bit of digging around, and I mean, with you, Mary, that post you put up, you are quite right. It is still up, and it's basically a grenade with the pin pulled out, ready to go off for anyone that does want to share it.
Yeah.
So in a way, it's not fair for it to be up there full stop. Because anyone wanting to share it, it will get into trouble, especially if they put it in the wrong context as well. They write on it, kind of at the top as a header. But yeah, a lot of people are suffering with restrictions at the moment and have been complaining. I know I was restricted with comments, which a lot of people were like, yes, finally. But a lot of people, especially Natalie, she was like, thank goodness for that. Cool, we get a break.
It's like, I'm restricted on Facebook. I don't think I can use Messenger. And I was like, well, you are using Messenger. Oh, well, I won't, just in case. I was like, oh no, that's such a shame. What will I do for
the strange thing? I'm restricted to go live on my personal page and on the like pages, and for the rest I can do everything. I can start discussions, I can post comments, I can post pictures, I can post emoticons. So the only thing I can't do is go live. Maybe they think I've been to that place and can tell anything about the ETs who are living there, or the subterranean tunnels, or what the heck. I have no clue. And
well, after this live is over, stay on in the back room, stay on, because we'll have a little chat. All right. And we Natalie and myself call it Beyond the Live. But on that Beyond the Live, I shall explain to you what I found out about what's happening. And it might help you a little bit. But so right. So yeah, you've been quite naughty then.
I'm on the naughty list.
It's a great thing on naughty list, isn't it?
And then 26 is just started.
We're not even 3 months in yet, really.
Yeah, that's me. That's why my mom calls me Bloody Mary.
You said it 3 times now.
I didn't turn around and I haven't got candles on. I do have
yeah. So Natalie will have us. She'll be demanding we spin around and spit 3 times.
I have nightmares. You'll know exactly who I'm blaming.
Right. Do you Mary, do you go on investigations still?
I still go on investigations, not solo anymore, because Shane is living 1.5 hours from here. And if I have residential in the area, I go by myself, but not to locations. There are wolves sighted here in the area. So it's not smart. I have 2 dogs, but they are probably sooner at my car as I am, because they run as fast as they can. And it's not smart to go on my own in the area. But we do go on investigations, and we had some exciting cases. So, yeah.
Excellent. Good.
What's your most exciting case that you did then, if you can say?
The most exciting, well, the one that stands out is still the one where we went a few months ago, and it's near the mines. And they thought it was World War II related. And because I work at a war museum, they called me, and it had nothing to do with the war, not with Germans, not with kids who were killed there. There were 2 explosions in the tunnels, one in the beginning of 1900, and the second one after the war. And those victims made it impossible to start a business. And it was absolutely remarkable.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you the entities you entertain or come up against? How would you classify them? Would you classify them as being I don't know? Would you classify them as being normal ghost entities, as in entities which show themselves but don't really interact, or they have a presence on your equipment, such as your K2 meter or your REM pod? Do you have entities like that, or have you had anything which has been more personal, more impactful on yourself?
Well, all of the above. I had them
Right.
all. We had success cases with REM pods, but I've seen them also, and not on the other end of the room or on the other end of the road, but 10 inches from my face. So that startled me. And in my house, it's now and then residual, but there is an intelligence. And when I'm taping with my voice recorder, I don't catch a voice, anything. The REM pod, now it goes off, tomorrow it doesn't, and next time it takes the K2. But he likes to throw things on the floor, always when I'm almost fall asleep. So not
Right.
taping, nothing. And he smells.
It smells.
He smells like sewer.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, disgusting smell. And you don't want that in your bedroom. So my neighbors thought I was up for an asylum because I was shouting at night, get the hell out of my room, take a shower, use deodorant, take shampoo, perfume, you smell, fuck off.
How many times has anybody told a ghost to have a shower? I want to try that.
Don't know, but it's disgusting, the smell.
Did it work? Did you then start smelling shower gel afterwards, like soap? No.
No.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, it is.
Oh no.
Yeah. I think I make fun of it because I used to be scared in the dark. I slept with my lights on because I didn't want to see them. And now I comment with a lot of fun. And I'm not scared anymore because I even sleep at locations which we cleansed to see if it's quiet. I don't mind. I don't care. But yeah.
Wow. Is it still around then? Yeah.
So now and then, yeah.
Ghost.
Yeah. The residual, it starts in May and it's war related because, they bombed the whole place and we found American stuff here. And then it starts and that it ends after the 25th of September.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very specific.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you think it's something that was it was definitely associated with that then, or was there for that period of time?
Yeah. The strangest thing is, I think a bomb fell over here because I have ratings and it's a line within my living room. So I measure anomalies at the parrot cage and it goes up, up, up. And I kill all the electricity and I unplug all my phones. I put them out so nothing interferes. And that's, May, June. And even rampods go completely mad during that period. Yeah. So I gave up. I don't investigate my house.
It's probably better not to just to let them let them wander around in the background and let the parrots. That's what the parrot's doing when he attacks your feet. He's sort of like.
Well, sometimes you have to step in. I had a period of time when my parrot was sitting on the cage and it was smacked off and it landed in my plant. So I had to rescue him. And that was a period I did some investigation and I demanded to leave them alone. And otherwise I have to kick them out. So now it's pretty quiet, but who knows how long.
Yeah. Do you know how like certain animals are known to be more psychic than others, like horses and cats and dogs? Do you think the parrots see stuff as well?
Yeah. Even years ago, I never played kickaboo with my parrot, but he learned it.
All right.
No one has done it. No one.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
that was a surprise. Yeah, I came around the corner and he said kickaboo, and I almost fell down.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose because really parrots are sort of almost unique in that respect, in that because they talk and they repeat what they hear.
Yeah.
If there is something around and they suddenly start saying things that you've not exposed them to. That's an interesting thought, actually, isn't it?
Never said it, never done it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what I would do if I had a parrot suddenly started doing things like that without me teaching it. I'd be like,
yeah, at first jaw dropping, and afterwards I have to laugh because I like it.
It could have been worse. They could have taught it something worse.
Yeah, curse words. But he doesn't do it. He doesn't like it. So
wow.
Lucky me.
Wow.
Good. Just been having a look at the comments. Thank you very, very much for everyone that's been commenting. But I would say one thing though. Let's keep the comments nice. You know, this show is for everyone. And you know, kind of people, you know, comment on the show and put themselves up. But you know, it's a funny thing when you see road signs advertising. If it's put in front of your face, an advert that you see, in essence, you kind of own that advert. You own the right to it because you've had no choice in whether or not it's been put up, has been put up for you to see. So you own it. So why I'm saying that, and it will make sense now, a lot of the comments that I see is one in particular, which is by, let's have a look, guy Maybears XXX, which is cool. Nice name, but I own that comment now. So you know it's quite a sort of a satanic comment. But by putting it up, you've given that to me. I own that. And I thank you for that. Because I own it. That's the power of Christ. Anyway, we should carry on. Good. Yeah. Right. So I wanted to ask you, Mary, another question. With your experiences you've had, what precautions do you take before you go on a paranormal investigation? Do you take any precautions at all? Do you take any crucifix? Do you take any charms of any sort, holy water, anything like that?
If I take anything, I have a blessed ring with a cross on it. Then I put that on, but most of the time I don't use any protection because I want to experience the paranormal. I want the experience to know that I wasn't crazy as a child. I want to experience things I can't explain and make my brain work. What is this? What is that? Could it be this? Could it be that? So no, I don't choose protection.
Okay. Right.
Do you ever get like, I don't know, I'm not really quite sure what I want to say, but it's like if you don't protect yourself, do you ever get any psychic hangovers or anything from doing the investigations? I mean, I know people do anyway, whether you're protected or not, but
yeah,
have you found like dreams or anything afterwards, or you know, sort of hangovers, or do you think it's probably just because you have that sort of, your character is a lot sort of perhaps stronger than say mine would be if I was, because I protect myself up to hilt for everything every day anyway. But it's like, do you think because your character's a little bit stronger than mine, it's like you have a natural defense anyway? So possibly.
Yeah, I have a survival defense because of everything and my backpack. But during investigations, I didn't have any problems afterwards. But I have to be honest, I had an attachment after giving a reading. And we were giving readings, and there was this lady in the room, and my back started to hurt, my legs, and I couldn't explain. And I said to her, "Do you have back problems?" She said, "I don't, but I think I know who you are talking about." So there came a flash, So I described what happened, and because of privacy reasons, I can tell everything. This guy passed away 2 days previous, and it was not on a nice way, and he affected my body, and I had to quit with the reading. And after I came home, my back hurt, my legs hurt, my pelvis hurt, everything. And the next day I came out of my bed and I couldn't walk.
Wow.
So I had to call Samantha, and he followed me home. He wanted to tell his story, and we had to write it down so he would leave. And that's the only time something came home with me.
Okay.
Hard lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At home, when it came home with you, did it ever appear as like a shadow being to you? A shadow entity?
No. He messed with my head. I saw the accident time after time after time, and I felt his pain and gasping for air. And I did my Reiki, my meditations. I tried to say, I know what you felt. It's yours. Keep it. It didn't work. So I really had to call Samantha and Shane, because he was so strong-headed. He wanted to tell his story. He knew I've seen it. I could hear him. But no is an answer as well, and not at that time. Yeah.
Okay.
And 2 days after he passed away, I think it's too early.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was clearly very distressed. It's like, it's difficult then when that happens though, because it's like I sometimes wonder, like, if they, when they know. The problem is, I find this sometimes with entities and spirits and things, is like they won't take no for an answer because they're desperate.
Yeah.
So like sometimes, like, you've just got to. Sometimes what I'll do is like I'll make them wait a day or two, if I'm not sure, and it's sort of like, and then after a couple of days I'm like, right, okay, come here, I'll do healing on you, but like you say, it's a no. I need to, you're coming at me prepared. And so sometimes I've waited a couple of days and sort of kept them at arm's length while I've just sort of checked them out anyway, because I'm like, just because you're coming at me doesn't mean I'm going to automatically agree, because like you say. But sometimes if they're desperate and they can't find anyone else to go to, I suppose you're kind of stuck in that position where you have to do something, but you can't always do it on your own. Sometimes you do need help with it.
Yeah.
And like I say, especially if it's one that is not being invited to come forwards to have help. So it's a bit of a shaky area, because it's healing, isn't it? So, but at the same time, the boundary thing, the effect is obviously very distressed spirit that needed help, but at the same time, the side effects of it are not ideal. It would have been better if it had been invited in so that you could create a safe space and then deal with it in a contained manner, rather than
on my terms and not his.
Yes, exactly. It has to be a little bit, because it's like otherwise you're just getting inundated with stuff. Anyway, I mean, sometimes like they don't go away and you've got to deal with it anyway, but at least then you sort of like, I sometimes put them in a waiting room.
I need a waiting room.
Yeah, when you can have an appointment, because I sometimes need to up to it, because I don't like dealing with the spirits so much, and it's like
draw a number.
So, but I always make sure that if I could send them on first somewhere that can do healing for them first, it's like I'll try and sort of seg them somewhere else because it's like I'll be like, somebody else is better qualified to deal with this than me. And then if they still don't go away, I'm like, I'm gonna have to hurt my brain trying to figure this out now.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's but yeah, you do sometimes get that situation where they're just so insistent. You've got to sort of try and it's difficult when that happens.
It is.
Yeah.
Right. That brings me on to something I wanted to ask. That I've noticed it's come up in conversation. I'd like to ask this question now. It's quite a sensitive question, from the point of view of how you both take it, really. But do you believe that, in your experience, because you've interviewed a lot of people, Mary, okay, and a lot of people that you've interviewed have had, to varying degrees, experienced or witnessed activity and paranormal activity which borders on the darker side of things.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you believe that with a lot of because we have a theory, Natalie and myself, about this, that entities tend to prey, and I use the word prey, upon people that have some form of neural divergence, isn't it, Natalie? Some form of mental physiological makeup, which puts them either in the autistic, under the autistic umbrella, or ADHD. Hearing you talk, and every time you mention about that accident, it seems that do you believe it left an imprint on you that entities could use, maybe as a door, to actually kind of, right, okay, we can get in touch with this lady because she's got a weakness there, in that, almost like PTSD.
Yeah. Well, I have it all. ADHD, but they called it I was a busy child, and they had to cut off the sugar. But I can be very present, and I do have complex PTSD. So, yeah, I might be a prey for entities.
I don't know if praise is so, because my theory was that nearly, we don't screen them on purpose, but nearly everybody that we interview appears to be on the spectrum, or associated with people on the spectrum, actually, as well. Because like we had Mike on the other week who didn't think that he was, but he used to work with did he say, I think it was autistic children?
Yeah.
But my theory was that there appears to be, I mean, I've got no way of proving this because it may just be like Trax Lake, to be a higher number of neurodivergent people in the paranormal field. And I wondered if it was something to do with the wiring of the brain, because the ADHD, if I need to double check the science, but I was reading something about the science a little while back, and they said that like in autistic people, that usually what happens in a brain is you start off with like, say, hundreds of neurons, and then as you sort of grow from a kid to an adult, they get trimmed away. So the sort of average person is sort of firing on, say if you started with 100, they sort of end up with like sort of 40, whereas like an autistic brain sort of starts with 100 and then has 90. So they've got too many things going on in their brain. And the ADHD brain, I think they did scans that showed that it fires a lot faster. And my thought was that the ADHD brain, because it's processing so much so fast, may actually be able to perceive the paranormal because the paranormal's fast. And it's like, and I did wonder, I'm not quite sure how it tracks with the autistic brain, but because autistic people are using so much more sort of like of the nervous system, whether they're whether, again, it's sort of like, it's almost like a heightened perception, isn't it? Because you get a lot of sensitivities, and a lot of them are very sensitive to electrical fields, weather patterns, and electromagnetic flux. And whether that also makes them more sensitive to the paranormal because it does appear to work along the electromagnetic lines, and whether the extra sort of like, the extra information that the brain's picking up would normally be screened out by, most adults, because they've switched off an awful lot of the pathways in the brain, whereas like ADHD and autism, the pathways are still open. So I did wonder if that was a possible reason why we appear to have so many neurodivergent people, like friends, paranormal friends, and experiences.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it would make us vulnerable or whether it would just make us more, noticeable, possibly, on those levels. But it was just...
I think we see life in a whole different spectrum. If you have normal people, they live in their head. And if you are sensitive or autistic or whatever, always feelings are in the way, and you have a different perspective of everything. And in a business, you need to work with your head, and it's within lines you work. And we just can't deal with those borders and those lines. We always color outside of the lines. So I think you might have a point there.
Yeah, it's something that, like I say, I don't like to have it set in stone, because I don't want to sound discriminatory in the opposite direction, but it just appears to be our experience at the moment, and it's sort of like, it's an idea that potentially makes sense and would be worth, if I was sort of like more in the scientific field, I would be interested in exploring that as an idea, or whether, it's because we asked Preston Dennett, didn't we? And he said he wasn't completely sure. It did appear to be all neurotypes rather than specific ones, but he hadn't done any actual sort of like research specifically on it with his experiences with the UFOs. So it's still an open question, or whether it's just like the paranormal. But then saying that, we have got quite a few autistic UFOs. The UFOs seem to be more towards the autism, most of the experiences I know of anyway, not like, again, it's a hypothesis, so anybody can correct me if they think I'm wrong, or if they've got an alternate theory. It's just a theory. But yeah, it's interesting, because, like I say, it's Shane's ADHD as well, isn't he? As well as you. So you're both you're both on the spectrum.
And I have a lot of people with autistic in my family.
Okay.
And they all have the experience with spirits and ghosts. I just got my sister yesterday. I heard a smack in her living room, and she said, "Oh, that's the ghost." And I almost fell off my couch. I thought, "Oh my God, my sister believes in ghosts."
Just like that. Oh yeah, just ignore it. It's just the game.
Yeah. Well, she's my half sister, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I couldn't explain it, why no one talked about it and no one believed in it. And now everyone knows what I'm doing, because I do it for so long. And they are more open about it. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I was just going to say, I think the whole attitude towards the paranormal is a little bit more open now as well. So like 20 years ago, you know, I used to keep a lot to myself because people had literally turned around and said, you're insane. You're literally insane. And my answer was always like, I'd rather be insane like this than like you. But but yeah, I used to keep it to myself. And then after a while, I was like, why? It's like my experience, and it's repeatable. It's like it's happened over and over again. But like you say, nowadays, if you say it, people don't quite. It tends to freak them out more than anything, but they don't try and sort of shut you down for it. So in the same way, so it's a good thing because, like you say, we can talk about it a little bit more, and you find out a lot more people are like, you know, have their stories, don't they? But they never said anything before. So
I want to know it. I want to explain it. So my brain is making over hours. And I don't fit in boxes. You in the psychology, you have a square, you have a circle, a triangle, and I don't fit in. And I wanted to know why I didn't fit in. So you're going into search and deeper and deeper and deeper. But I would participate in looking into it.
Yeah, if you keep an eye out with the people you talk to and see if it comes up in conversation, and then sort of like, you know, if we're all sort of like keeping an eye out, it will be interesting. Because like I say, I've got... in my life, the only people that seem to be able to get on with me are neurodivergents. So I tend to naturally only have friends that are on the spectrum of some description because they're the only ones that seem to be able to get on with me. So I don't know whether it's just a skewed, you know, a skewed thing, but you know, because there's the people that you talk to obviously will be different to the ones that me and Phil often sort of have as guests. So it will be interesting because you have slightly, you know, with being over where you are as well, you know, and you're talking to people from your country as well, it'd be interesting to see whether it is a phenomenon or whether it's just me and Phil. It's just, it's like, I'm not 100% sure at the moment. But yeah, no, I'd love to hear it. If you find anything out, let us know.
Yeah.
Brilliant, thank you. But,
just a question out there for everyone. Do you think, right, that it's, you know, we often we experience stuff, but when we talk about this to people that truly just like don't believe, they're blinkered, and maybe they have had experiences, but they don't recognize them as being experiences, and they poo-poo them off as being a draft banging a door against a frame, or tapping which is caused by birds, even though it's at night time at 1 o'clock in the morning, you know. But they will insist on kind of being ultra skeptical. I think it's to the point of almost, it seems sometimes that they are afraid to admit that they don't know. They're afraid to admit that they're unsure. They're afraid to admit that there might be another dimension of existence, or there might be another chance that we are not entirely alone here in our present reality. There are other entities, and I think that possibly that comes across with skeptics. So my question to everyone is, do you think that you have to be a believer to experience these things, or do you think that these things happen regardless? If I took a team out on a paranormal investigation, would I get more results if all of the team members were, yes, we truly believe that, and we've experienced stuff out there, and we're going to go on an investigation because we are halfway believing there, at least, at minimum? Or do you think if I took a team of skeptics, I would get the same results.
It's an interesting thought.
Yeah. Very interesting. I think it doesn't matter if you go with skeptics or with believers, things will happen. And if they want to talk to you, they talk to you. But the skeptics, it's harder to convince them. I had a relationship with a skeptic, and as an excuse, he said, I don't want to believe in it because I don't want to know that after this life, I might be coming back or living on. And that was a wonderful explanation why he didn't want to believe in the paranormal. Yeah.
That's fair enough, isn't it, really? Because it's like, it's like sometimes it's better not knowing.
Exactly. And even he didn't want to believe. Our door slammed. You heard footsteps in the living room, on the attic. Doors were opened. My cats were chased through the roof. But he didn't believe it was the paranormal. Because if he had to believe it was the paranormal, then this life wasn't ending and he was living on or coming back. And he didn't want to do that. So,
okay. Interesting. People out there who are watching, okay, we're going to be closing up in a little while. But before we do, listen. I want to see some questions. Sitting there watching this, you've got 3 paranormal plus a cryptid guy sitting here, okay, who are chatting and talking all things ghosty and paranormal. Have a little think, and I want to see some really cool questions. Yeah, not the normal ones. I want to see, I want to see some really cool questions for all of us, for Mary, for Natalie, and myself. Yeah, something to really kind of get our teeth into. So, before we sort of like start wrapping up and we go into the Beyond the Live show where we talk some very serious, unedited, uncensored. There'll be a lot of F's flying around, I'm sure, on that one when it comes to Facebook. But but I have got quite a bit to share on that. I think I've got a good understanding why it's all happening to people. But let's have a little think, bring up some questions. You must have some. You guys, you people are some of the most intelligent. The regulars I know are some of the cleverest, most intelligent and experienced. It may not be in public, it may not come on screen, but I know in the background, going by your comments that you've given over, blimey, a long time, many shows and comments on Facebook. I know you know a lot about the subject. So let's see some of the questions come up, shall we? Right. My question to Mary, got another one. Well, it's not a little less of a question, more of a kind of like do you think that having these paranormal interest, for me, I can't walk away from it. I find it almost addictive. I've tried giving it a break. I've tried, because sometimes, I don't know about you, but sometimes, especially on social media, it does get too much. Sometimes it does get too much, and you get a lot of, for want of a better term, twats out there. You get a lot of real kind of, who just like to troll and wind people up just for the sake of it. And it makes me feel, God, I can't be bothered. I try and give it a break. But no, not going to go into that again, because you find that a lot of these groups are sectioned, aren't they? So they're kind of like they're fractured into little tiny groups. They don't get involved with any other group. So you've got like the Bigfoot group, you've got the Dogman group. They don't get involved with the Bigfoot group. The Bigfoot group don't get involved with the Dogman group. You get the UFO guys. The aliens, the UFO guys, they don't get involved in any group. And like I've always said, the paranormal people just hate everyone.
No, there are groups as well. You have the TV paranormals. They don't associate with the normal groups. Some of them do, but you have a lot. Well, how do I put out this nice? But they think there's something.
You get some real good one, like Scott Wilson, brilliant. He is just so open, happy, open book policy. He will just bring it on. He'll bring it on, and there's no boundaries with him. It doesn't matter. It really, it's just he's great. I love the bloke. He's brilliant. Your channel is fantastic as well, because you cover such a range of different subjects.
Yeah.
Do you cover UFOs, aliens? Do you do any of that?
I think it's interesting, and I won 20 plus books about UFOs and aliens and UAPs and sightings here in the area. So I try to read in, but I think it's interesting and I want to learn more about it. And I am interested in all the dimensions, and that comes from my beliefs that we all come from a universal intelligence. And if you are born, you take a part of the intelligence. And if you're a psychic, you are able to communicate with that thing and that consciousness. And that's the way you do readings. You get the answers from that consciousness. And that's how I got into Mike Ricksecker. I want to learn all about it. I want to know all, and I want to filter my thoughts, the triangles, everything. My brain is going all over the place. Yes, I have ADHD.
Yeah, you first for knowledge, don't you? You absolutely first for knowledge. Let's have a look. Kelvin Hoggenberg, 8354 said, "What lessons have you all learned from the paranormal?" Let Natalie have a go first.
I don't even know how to answer that question. That's why I'm laughing. I have no idea how to answer that. And it's like, because, like you said, Mary, it's such a which bit of the paranormal? Because it's like it's such a massive thing. It's like, you can learn stuff from all the different things, and it's all slightly different lessons. So it's like, the entities taught me one thing, the spirits I'm still trying to figure out. Then you've got like the animal communication stuff, like say the consciousness, super consciousness, the way your brain works, psychology. It's like, I don't really know how I could, I don't really know what I've learned from it in a way that I can answer in a couple of sentences without actually talking about it for an hour and thinking about it while I'm talking.
Yeah.
So but perhaps in about a month, I'll have thought about it enough to be able to pop down an answer into a few sentences, because I genuinely don't know how to answer that question. What about you guys?
Mary, what do you think?
What I've learned about paranormal, and we work with theories, and even scientists work with theories, and we try to understand what we are dealing with. And it's the same for the UFOs, the portals. We try to recreate it. That's one thing I learned from the paranormal. It's not exact science.
Okay. Well, I think that is a fantastic question. I honestly do. That's made all of us. That's the sort of question I like to see, because it's made all of us like think, oh, hang on, what have we learned? Right, lessons wise with me.
Just interrupt you, Phil. Sorry. The one thing I would say that I've learned from the paranormal is to never say never to anything, no matter how crazy it sounds, because there's been a few things that I said when I was younger. I was like, oh, that's a load of rubbish. And then 10 years later, I've gone, actually, that's perhaps not quite as weird as it sounds. So yeah, I would never say never. That's my
never say never. Right.
Yeah, sorry, you
no, that's fine. No, good. No, I love it. Input. But no, fantastic. Really, really good question. I would have to answer that in this way. I've learned one important lesson, and that important lesson is the paranormal is symbiotic with us. Okay, so it needs us as much as to witness it, as we, in a way, need to know further, more information about it. So it lives in a realm, it lives in the energy that is able, this is my belief, this is what lessons I've learned, it's able to, I think it's one single energy. And I believe the lesson I've learned is that it manifests to the individual witness in a manner that is appropriate for that witness. Okay, so a UFO guy will see a UFO or an alien. A paranormal guy won't see the UFO. We'll see an orb. Another orb will show itself to be a ghost. It changes form depending on the witness viewing it. It's able to adapt itself. That's what I've learned. And I believe that this is why we have such a complicated time with pigeonholing it. We have a difficult time in capturing it on film. And I think, and that goes with cryptids, very hard time. Take a photograph, and I do you know what? Part of me believes that the photographs we take are pin sharp, absolutely pin sharp. But it's our noggin, our brain. We just are not wired to see that image. Perhaps. Orbs. So, you know, you find a lot of people, they will see an orb, and it's to one, it's skeptical, one is sort of speck of dust. Yeah, a lot of times, okay. I've taken photographs of orbs, and I've had to kind of put a logical head on and thought, you know, I want it to be an orb. I really want it to be an orb, but I think it is a speck of dust. You know, it's inside a building. It's an old building, and it just blew past. Yep, that's right. But then you get the other types of orbs, and the other types of orbs, and this is where they change. This is where they manifest. You get the other types of orbs where you see faces clearly, a clear face in the orb. You get the other type of orb where you'll see an orb, and then all of a sudden there'll be a Bigfoot. Does Bigfoot manifest from the orb? The orb's disappeared, but then Bigfoot is countless amount of witnesses have said, well, before we saw the Bigfoot, there was this orb, this blue and green coloured orb in the forest. And then all of a sudden that disappeared, and we saw a Bigfoot. You probably would see a Bigfoot because you went out in the forest not looking for a ghost. You went with the intention of seeing a Bigfoot. A UFO guy will go with the intention of seeing a UFO, an alien. So I think that if you can imagine that what we're viewing, what we're seeing, I've learned of the paranormal is it alters states depending on the individual, and it is the individual. 9 times out of 10, it will show itself to an individual. It's very rare that it shows itself to a vast group of people. Wouldn't that be lovely if it did? Wouldn't that be great? You come out of Tesco's, you come out of Sainsbury's, Walmart, and there it is. There's a Bigfoot. There's an alien. To everyone, for everyone to see. But no, it's done on an individual basis. And I think there's a reason for that. So that's what I've learned. And a brilliant question. Thank you very much indeed. Right. 1 hour, 50 minutes. We are really nearly at the end. Mary, is there anything you would like to share with the people at home, with your experience and with the experience of the interviews you've had with people? Any advice you'd like to give to people that about the paranormal and about, you know, going out looking for it or talking to people for it? With your experience, you know, I mean, from an from the small amount of interviews that I've done, I can take away one thing, and that is just listen. Just listen and be kind when you listen.
Yeah.
You know, however absurd it sounds, to them it's real, you know.
It is. And I think if you are going out and look for the paranormal, take advice from people who are in it for years, and don't be so strong-headed to say you know it better. You're in it for a year, and I'm in it for 20 plus. You make the mistakes I made 20 years ago. So, and don't take it easy. Don't mess with things you don't understand and don't know anything about. Just because of the thrill, because you've seen it on Ghost Adventure, you see it on Help My House is Haunted. Those guys are doing it for years, and it's TV.
Yeah. Do you think those shows are valid, or do you think they're kind of pepped up to be shows? You know, they're it's difficult, isn't it? Because I don't want to diss anyone, but I also you know, on some of the shows that there seems to be an awful lot happening just at the right time.
Yeah, but they are filming for somewhere between 3 days and a week, and they take out the best part and they put it in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So there is an entertainment purpose. So yeah, but when it started, it opened doors for us. I didn't have to be ashamed to say at my job, I need this weekend off because I'm invited on a paranormal investigation and I want to go there. So could you take my shift? I'm going on the road with an exorcist. Well, it opened doors.
Yeah.
And I think it opened doors as well to locations. And you see marvelous locations on these shows. And at the end, it's still TV. But I have to admit, I watch it. And I watch it, all the gadgets they have. And sometimes I think, oh, bullshit. But I do watch it. And I try to debunk things. And I listen. And then they're shouting because they heard something on the Geoport. And I think, oh my God, I didn't hear that. I did hear something else. And going back, listen again. But I love it and take it for entertainment. And yeah,
I think so. Natalie, any closing statement or questions or?
No, I was just, I was reading the comments and Scott was like, okay, I'm back. And did you miss me? And I was just like, I was just trying to decide on what kind of answer to put to that one. It's like, what has he been doing? But then I don't want to know what he's been doing.
Kevin Hoggenberg 8354. I've learned it from Shane and Sam how to do and handled with the paranormal. I was a student. Was a nice time to learn things from them. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's lovely. Okay, well, listen, Mary, thank you very much for being on. We're coming up to 2 hours. If you'd like to stay on in the back room just for a sec, that'd be lovely. Have a quick chat, be great. To everyone else, including Roxy B, Kate, Dawn, moderators, Larry Luttrell, Keith, if you're out there, Louis, just so many, honestly. Thank you very much, Scott. Thank you, Cole Volga. Thank you very much. We've got Tobias. Thank you for joining. Nayfair, God bless you. Susan Voosden, lovely to see you here. Nick Berry, Kevin Hoggenberg, 8354. Once again, thank you very much. Brilliant question. Made us all think on that one. Love you all in the chat. Yeah, thank you, Dawn. Kerry Anna Mira, thank you very much for being on. Very lovely lady, and she knows an awful lot about Dogman and cryptids. Just honestly, year 2026. Yep, God did create all things. You're quite right. God bless you, brother or sister. As I've learned, Tammy Lynn. Got so many in the chat. Really, tonight has been very, 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 very busy, and I hope everyone's enjoyed it. Natalie, thank you very much for being on. Do appreciate it. Mary, I absolutely love you to bits. You're a lovely lady, a lovely soul, might add as well.
Thank you. Love you both too.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. And other than that, I shall say goodbye for myself and to another week. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Right, let me just get this sort of stuff. This is where I normally mess up, Mary. I normally mess this up, but I'll try not to. Right, here we go.